Hey, Sunflower. Hey, Kajaria. TMB, what's up? How y'all doing tonight? How is everybody doing tonight? Monkey Man, how you doing? How you been doing going through your situation you been going through over there? Man, yeah, I thought you was over there joking around and stuff with me or whatever, and you wasn't for real. I'm sad to know that you went through that. But you know what? What don't take us out of here? It only make us stronger. Shakira, hi twin. You know we be twinning, so we have to keep on encouraging each other, going through the same old stuff. But nonetheless, we still be getting through it, though, don't we? Oh, good, Kajaria. Good. How was work today? Today was my today was a pretty good day. It was like very slow day. I had my first hey Joshua, had my first well, what you call it when you have a doctor's appointment over the over the internet or whatever like that right there. I did that right there. But my eyes, cause I ain't used to know stuff like that. I was like, child, please. Just something else they can charge you for. So it's like rolling your eyes up in your head. But anywho, yeah, teledoc. That's what exactly what it was. That's what I did. What you need, Case? Oh, come on, come on. I'm on live, but it's fine. It's not pointing that way.
Sorry. I'm so
Nope.
used to just walking in.
I know. Are you saying you forget about me? No, I'm just joking.
No, I forget that you're in the room.
Oh yeah, I know. I know what you're saying, girl. um, Mama is now home from the hospital. All right, praise the Lord for that. I'm glad she made it home, and hopefully everything going in the right direction. Yeah. So what's been going on with y'all today? Like I told y'all, my day been kind of slow. And well, this what I did. I washed my hair today and then twisted up, and then that's it. Y'all know I ain't came on here and showed my hair in forever and a day. I like to keep it pressed down, and something about it, me keeping my head covered or whatever. I found out like it's probably a good thing when you but I have to get into it a little bit more because I don't really know. But they say like when you're dealing with a lot of people with their issues and stuff like that, then it's a good thing to have your head covered. So I like to wear head wraps because I like to wear head wraps. It ain't really no thing behind it, but because a lot of people ask me about me wearing head wraps and stuff, then I started to go and like read about it and stuff like that. So, but I wear them because I like head wraps. Point blank. Period. I just don't have any of them with me because y'all know I switch them. I switch them up every day, matching my colors. And so I'm just tired of wearing the white one. Is also all of my other ones are still. It is good. Your crown is everything. Yeah. So it's like, and then it now that I've been wearing them for so long, it's like, ugh, should I do or should I not? It's almost like it's something I'm supposed to do now or whatever. So I don't know, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later on down the line. um Happy birthday, Sunflower. You celebrated your birthday today? Oh my goodness. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sunflower. Happy birthday to you. There you go. You got serenaded for your birthday. Happy birthday, child. I hope you had a good one. I really do. How old are you? No, I'm just joking. You ain't got to tell. You ain't got to tell us. Your hair can go through trauma and be affected by different spirits and can fall out of of being them. Well, Shakira, I'm gonna rebuke that in the name of Jesus with the quickness. So, y'all pray for me, child. I done came on here without my head, my crown being covered up. So, yeah. But for right now, I'm telling you, there is no Hey, Seneca, there is no reason. Like, I wear head wraps because I just like them. I like them, and I don't really like to wear. I love my natural hair. Um, but I don't like to take it loose and stuff like that because, child, let me tell you something. I don't had dreads in my hair for a whole bunch of years, and I only been without them for probably like 5 years now. And so, when you go from having dreads in your hair to now you going to combing and everything, it'd be like ducking and dodging, ducking and dodging when you combing your own hair. It hurt. So it's like you turn into a tender headed little thing or something once you take your hair loose. So I just like to keep it covered up. I usually keep it braided down, but today I feel like putting twist in it. Hey my love, listen, what you doing for Valentine's Day? Not a thing. Um, I don't care about no Valentine's Day. If you can't love me every day like I need to be loved, what the hell is Valentine's Day? Love should not just exist on one day out of the year. It should exist all year round. Now, if you want to make that an extra special day, then you should make it a special day. But to me, Valentine's Day don't mean anything. Not at all. uh, my Korean friend. That's right. Happy birthday. I got locks. You got locks now, Shakira? Let me tell you something. My locks got all the way down to my butt. And once it reached there, what do you want? Once it reached down to once they reached down to my butt, then that was like I'm through. And especially if I was a driver. So they also say like when you have really long hair like that right there, it can pose a danger for you when you driving cars and stuff like that. So excuse me. Hey, hey, what do you want? What? Always coming in here getting yourself locked in. Big self. But yeah, and on top of it, when during the time I was doing that I had the dreads in my hair, is like the company I was working for, they didn't tell you how to wear your hair and stuff like that, but it is their duty to tell you that having long hair like that, if you ever get in an incident or something with somebody, and they can them your hair being that long, they can hold on to your hair, and it can immobilize you, just them holding your hair. Don't feel bad. I'm not doing anything either. I stay with my mom. I'm going to tell my wife happy Valentine's Day, and that's it. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay, you say you go, don't feel bad. Yeah. No, for I don't Valentine's Day has nobody has ever made that day like important to me, and to me it's never been important. So it's like the only time Valentine's Day was important to me was like when I was going through school, and I'm talking about like elementary school, where you go to school and then you and your friends trade cards and stuff like that. Anytime after that point right there, child, um Valentine's Day went out the window. I remember one time I got a Valentine's present from um somebody else that I ain't told y'all the story about them either. This particular person either, that did some things to me, and I ended up being in a relationship with them after they did some things to me. But anyways, that's on another day because I ain't fully ready to like tell that whole story. But one of these days, y'all gonna get the business on that right there. And not when I don't want to be mad about it, no nothing, but the truth is the truth. So one of these days, I'm gonna tell about it. So Valentine's Day ain't never been like. been like that. And my husband is not the kind of person he gonna go out and get you no gifts or no nothing like that. And so after doing it for so long, buying gifts and stuff right there, I returned the favor. I stopped buying stuff too, cause I don't like to be I don't like buying a whole bunch of gifts for somebody and then get nothing in return. So it's like okay, and then I just don't say anything at all. So if you don't get me nothing, then ain't nothing that I can you can say to me about not getting you anything. So that's kind of how I see it, and I don't get mad about it either. I just don't participate in those days. I wish you can get my number. I will text you Happy Valentine's Day. Seneca, I don't need you to text me no Happy Valentine's Day. I keep telling you I'm a married woman. It don't matter whether I'm with my husband or not. I don't need no Valentine's Day text from you, and you don't need my number, and I don't need yours either. Y'all hear the big dog keep coming in. Nah, we don't need to do right. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. Yeah, so we gotta keep it balanced. You know. Hey Kenneth, my ex husband made it special, and my ex Brian that I regret I let go. Never been special ever since. Hmm. Yeah, Valentine, and let me tell you something too. Sometimes people don't do when you don't put any value in yourself. Sometimes, yeah, even swap ain't no swindle. Sometimes when you don't see yourself as worthy as those things, you won't find um anybody that will do those things for you. So, example, like and I didn't. I grew up feeling like nobody loved me. Point blank. Period. I felt like I was hated. Right. So if you grow up feeling like that, who you looking around for with the expectancy that they're gonna get you something. The only thing that I got was lumps of coal. I would say that there are sometimes that I had very good Christmases, but it's in a twisted way. So say like you can get Christmas and you can get everything that you ask for Christmas, right? But what if you ain't allowed to open up the stuff that you got for Christmas? Is that still considered a good Christmas? You got everything you wanted for Christmas, but most of it you can't open it. You can't take it out of the box. It's just there for you to look at for decorations. That's what being a little kid was like. You got the Cabbage Patch Kids and all of that kind of stuff when they first came out. We got the video games that I wasn't really interested in. My brother was really interested in those things, so I really didn't care about playing no video games or no nothing like that. I wanted my Cabbage Patch Kid and all of that, but the best you could do was look at it in a box and you know, had a swing and everything for it. But hell, if you can't play with the baby doll, then you can't play with the swing. You know what, the swing. And really, to be honest with you, that's the only Christmas I remember. So I ain't had no whole bunch of times when I just been used to somebody going out and buying me stuff like that. So now it's just like whatever it is that I want, it's even hard for me to go out and get stuff um that I want for myself because I'm always thinking about everybody else and what everybody else need around me. So now yeah, that's okay that you're trying to be nice, Seneca. That's okay. Um, every now every now and then, like I'll see something or I will want something, and it's even hard to like go and buy stuff for myself. And you should see me. Like sometimes I'm going to buy something and I can be in the place for an hour just trying to think of should I, should I, and that's kind of crazy. So first of all, you have to be able to put yourself in a place of where you feel like you're worthy of those things happening. It's I think I'm in a little bit of a better place right now. But yeah, those kind of things, little gifts and stuff like that don't really interest me anyways. Let me tell you something, one of the most interesting things to me. Give me something to go in my garden, honey child, and I'm just as giddy as can be. Like I love stuff for my garden right now. I ain't got time to be making those folks more richer than they already is on no foolishness now. If I can spend some money into something that's gonna give me something back, that's the things for me for right about now. I completely understand what you're saying. I got everything I ever wanted, but I was so unhappy. My mama would hold certain stuff. Ooh, Shakira. Child, yeah, you know exactly what I'm saying. And then this the catcher. The thing that she wouldn't let me open up and play with those things, they ended up going in storage. Cause remember I told y'all she was messing with the married man and she lost her section 8. So she had to end up putting all our stuff in storage. All that nice stuff that she used to beat me about and all of that stuff, it all went into storage. Um, and then she didn't pay the storage. So the people ended up taking the storage. So that means all of my stuff that I got for Christmas, bicycles and everything, it got took. It got took in the storage. So, I mean, yeah, worth money now. I kept my Hot Wheels. I know that's right, Kennedy. You still had them. You still had them right now. Cause see, this time, this stuff that we had back in the days, all of that stuff is worth money now. But I guess when you ain't doing the right thing with the things that you have, it will get taken from you. And you know, I don't know. But yeah, I don't be interested in that kind of stuff. Like I'm grateful, like say of um when I came over here to my friend, uh the first thing she said to me, she was like, Shauna, I got you some garlic, girl. So when she pulled them out, she got me 4 garlics. What you call them? They the whole garlic thing, right? The bulb. It got the green stems growing out of them so that I can go and plant those. I like stuff like that. I love stuff like that because that's what I do. I go out in my garden and I garden. Um, and I just feel like whenever so like today is Sunflower's birthday. Because this just came to my mind. It's like I remember one time it was somebody's birthday and she told them over and over again what she wanted to do for her birthday. I hate when people don't respect, and especially if they ask me, if you're gonna do it like a surprise for somebody's birthday or something like that, then go ahead and surprise them. Don't say anything about asking them what they want to do or whatever, unless you like ask them maybe some months in advance or whatever like that. What would if you was gonna do your birthday, what would you want to do for your birthday? And most likely, you should incorporate something that the person wants to do for their birthday, not exactly what you want to do for your birthday. But if you ask a person what they want to do for their birthday and then you take none of it into consideration, I think that's so stupid. Like, who is the birthday for? Is it for you or is it for them? So it's like, if you're doing something for somebody's birthday, like take into consideration the things that they like to do. And sometimes people want to go a little bit outside of that because they want you to have something different than what you do all the time. I understand that too, but like don't totally disregard them, especially if you ask them. So I don't know why I said it, but I said it. But let me see what else I thought about today. I did see something yesterday, and I really don't be wanting to like touch on these subjects yet. But let me tell you something. This is what I seen earlier today. There was two parents going at it because two parents and they got a son, right? The mama says the son is a great dancer, right? But she wanted him to try out for the majorettes. And daddy was like, no. Nah, I'm in agreement with what daddy said. Like the majorettes. Um, yeah, that was just that's a to each his own as a parent, but for me, I'm like, no, I don't even like the majorettes for girls. Like I just think it's so I think it's so tacky and classless. Like I really do. Especially like I just think it's another way for um little girls to get a little bit closer to the pole. If you understand what I mean. And that don't mean everybody feel that way. That's the way I feel about it. I don't like I don't like majorette dancing. The girls got to be all bent over, patting their ass at somebody and all of that stuff like that. I mean, like who they entertaining? You know who you entertaining doing all of that right there. So it's just like I just always find everything these days is just getting closer and closer to like teaching these kids stuff. They don't really need no help with nobody teaching them and helping them entertain this kind of stuff or whatever. But anyways, so that's one of the things that I seen today that I saw was rushed to the hospital night before last. Yeah, I heard that he got poked or something. Um, not with he got it, you know, uh, with a knife. I don't know how true it is because I just felt like that if it was true, then it would have been talked about more than it was. But I guess it might is. And then again, I heard too that he was uh well praise dancing like that's different. You know what the majorette thing is the girls be all bent over, tooting and booting it, twerking and all legs gapped open, all that kind of stuff right there. That's some crazy stuff right there. Like praise dancing, like yeah, that's a whole different thing. But hey, like I said, each his own. If it was mine's on, I wouldn't. But the mama and daddy, the daddy saying he don't want the son to do it. The mama saying she do want him to do it. And ultimately the mama snuck and took the boy anyways to go and do it. So I just wonder, ooh, how that's gonna turn out. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna cause a situation in the house, and then if he the man of the house and you raising your son with him or whatever, if he said no, then I just feel like you should respect that. But then hell, where does respect show up in this world or whatever? Even though like right now, like me and my husband, we ain't on the same page and no nothing, but it's certain things that he say and certain things he do. I respect it and move around, go around it or whatever. And then there's other things that I really don't care. And I guess those one of the things she really doesn't care how he feel she really doesn't care how he feel about that. But I think when it come down to a man raising his son, um the way he see fit to raise him, then I just think you should let that man raise his son. You know. Oh, I know I said that because my mama made me praise. Your mama made you do it because I asked to be a major. Oh, well then, she knocked you down a notch or two. Because I know dang old well you wasn't doing up in there what the majoress was doing. So well you got to do some kind of dancing. It wasn't no hell I was gonna be out there like that. I'm surprised she let me cheer and run track because of the uniform, right? Yeah, some of this stuff just be out of hand. But me just strolling through the day, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like, and they was two parents that they was on here, and they was asking um for other people's opinions about it, and they came on and asked other everybody's opinions about it, and I, in my opinion, everybody was supporting the husband and what he was saying. And at the end of the video, she actually said that she gonna let her husband make the decision, and whatever he say, that's what she gonna go with. And then she went home and still snuck the boy to the majorette dancing thing. I didn't even know that boys do majorette anyways. I thought only girls did it, but I just, my heart sunk to the floor when I found out that she snuck the little boy to it even after she said what she was gonna do in the end. So hopefully this doesn't blow up in her face. You know, because she said one thing and she did something different. So, but anyways, in that situation, I'm not the one that, have to live with the choices that other people make in their life. I just learn to pray for them and keep it moving. But, they put it on here on the internet, and it's for anybody and everybody to have their opinion about it, to make a comment up on it, or, do commentary on it. So it is what it is. Um, but yeah, that's what I saw today. What else I seen today? Um, oh yeah, over in Sanford, here in Orlando, they raided a couple of places, getting the illegal immigrants and stuff. So it was a big thing over there the day where they was protesting and stuff in the area where they did the sweep at, yes, the other day. So yeah, it's a lot going on out here in this world. Um, and let me see what else I seen today. I be trying to keep my mind like clear, because like I be saying, I have enough stuff that be going on in my life than to be worried about anybody else's stuff. But you can't help what you see when you be strolling through these streets and stuff, and you see the things that you see. You be like, what? Yeah. So even though I see it, if it come back to my memory when I'm in here talking to y'all about it or whatever, I'm just like, I'll mention it or whatever, but I just don't. What would you do? What would you do if you have a son that he dance more like a girl, and daddy's saying, no, he can go over here and do this kind of dance, but he can't go and do a majorette, like, um if your husband telling you no, he can't do it, and because you deem yourself as a soft woman, um you think it's okay for him to do it, but his daddy saying no. Like, what's the best decision? What's the best decision for you to make in that situation? Um yeah. Me myself, I like it for my boys to get out and do what men's do. And so, you know, but somebody even told me, I like to say everybody got free will. You got free will to do whatever the hell it is that you want to do. But then um it come down to people like me. Me and somebody had a conversation yesterday, and he asked, "Do we really have free will?" Because I feel like some of the sometimes I'm like my girl that just left out of here a few minutes ago. Sometimes I want to do bad things, but I already know that as soon as I do those bad things, what God's gonna do to me. As soon as I try to do those bad things, but I want to do bad things sometimes too. He asked, "Well, do we really have free will?" Because some of us We do actually be thinking about we want to do some things sometimes, but we already know the way our life be set up. As soon as you go and do that bad thing, here you go, you walking out the door and a bucket of water or something hit you in the forehead and knock you out or something. Cause you know better than what it was that you was doing. So it's like, is that really you got free will, or because they say God chasing those whom He loves. But then does that mean the ones who get away with it and whatever, He don't love them because they getting away with the things that they shouldn't be doing. I just see sometimes like the consequences is heavier for this person over here than this person over here or whatever. Anybody be seeing that sometimes? Like you feel like you somebody do something to you, you going to get your get back and then it just don't work out right for you because so we was talking about, do we all actually have free will? Cuz when I actually thought about it, I was like, no, I actually don't feel. Hey, Natasha, I actually don't feel like I have free will. But I guess the free will is I don't have to submit to the voice that's in my head that's saying, "Girl, don't you do it, cause you know you finna catch hell as soon as you try." You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm going to submit to it because I already know how my life set up. Now, do it always work for me? No, it don't always work. Sometimes I'll be like, F that, and I'm gonna go ahead and do what I'm gonna do, and then I deal with the consequences when it come along with it. You know what I'm saying? But do I like the consequences that come? No. So most of the time I listen to myself when myself be saying, girl, you know you're gonna fall on that banana peel when you step out that door if you do that. So you better go on and let it. I can't. God gonna get them. I see it. I see it happen in real time. And you know what else too, Natasha? That you said that. I'm glad you said that. So let me say it in a different way too. Now, if somebody do something to me and I want to get back at them, but I let it go and just let it go on and do what it do, then you go and listen a little bit later on, and you will see you probably didn't want to wait for God to do His big one. But I've had that experience too. That when God say vengeance is mine, I've seen that too. But sometimes you know what, we human. We human. Sometimes we don't want to hear that. I want to slap somebody. And I want to slap them right now. So I ain't gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? And so it end up, you know, costing you a little bit or whatever. And it's been some situations like that. I also believe that some situations you get in, and God will put those people in your way for you to be able to slap the hell out of them. They need to be. I done slapped a couple of people, and they actually needed to be slapped because they were so out of order or whatever like that, and probably ain't never been slapped a day in their life or whatever. But I'm just saying, I know it's some folks up in here that you know you done seen that, and I've definitely seen that when I've been able to take a deep breath and not try to get back at them or no none of that stuff. God ultimately works it out in the end for me. But y'all know, I know y'all know, we all y'all humans on here, ain't no robots up in here. I know that y'all done had a time where you ain't had time to wait. You just had to go ahead. See, what is like one of the moments where God wasn't moving fast enough. I can't wait on God this time. I gotta go and get him. I gotta go ahead and touch him. Whatever. Especially I think when people like us, and I don't know if everybody probably don't know our story. Hey, her territory, how you doing tonight? Um, thank you very much. Um, if the people that's in here right now have been through some of the things that we've been through. Sometimes when you go through a whole bunch of stuff in life, sometimes so much pressure be up on you, and so many people be done got away with so many things. And once you make that commitment to yourself that it ain't gonna happen no more, at those points it'd be like it ain't no going back after that right there. It's like Now, if you try me, it's a must that I gotta try you. It's like all of that go out the window, and it'll go out the window for a little while, but usually you bring it back into. Cause I already told y'all it was one season on here where, um, probably like a year or so ago, when I was on here fighting and everything, and it's like I wasn't disappointed in myself, but my uncle told me he was disappointed in me. That I waited to get this age. And no, I ain't want to be out there fighting nobody, but ain't nobody coming to my property and disrespect me where I live at. It doesn't matter who they is. You come, you step foot on my property and challenge me to a fight. You gonna get it. You gonna get it. I don't know how you gonna make it out of it, but you gonna get what you're looking for. Because it just I'm to a place of where I don't, I don't want to take nobody. Um, yeah, hands down, it's on. I've seen better, but I'm glad to be alive. Well, that's good. That's good. It'll get better from here. Um, yeah, I've been in situations that I'm not so proud of, and when my uncle told me that he disappointed in me that I waited this long, and I was just like, I can understand you disappointed in me, but let me tell you something. I draw the line at somewhere, and I done been through a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm tired of people thinking that I'm just somebody that you can run over, and God knows I can go on. I can go on for probably about a good 3 weeks of telling you some, and I done had so many people tell me, Shauna, you need to write a book. And I am gonna I'm gonna write me a book. I just have to set it up and just tell the story. I really don't want to write it in I really don't want to per se write it out or type it out or anything like that. I kind of just want to be in a setting where I tell somebody about my story and let them write it down in their words, but I gotta approve the words that I give to them. Cause sometimes, people take your story and then they'll turn it into their own, and which is something that would really like make me mad. So I would tell the person like right from the get go, if I tell you what my story is, stay with my story. Don't take my story and put your words in it. You know how they can word it differently, but they gotta stay along with your story. That irritates me when somebody take my story and they put how they be doing like movies and stuff where they put fillers in there and then they make up like a little section that really didn't happen in the story, but they put it in to make the movie a little bit more exciting. Hell, my life was overexcited. So I don't need nobody to add no extra excitement to it, and then I don't need them to take nothing away from it either. Leave my story like it is. You can switch some words around, but don't change my story. That's kind of like what I want to do, if that makes sense. Look at me trying to turn the other cheek, knowing I'll slap a mug. Hey, yes, I mean it's easier. It's really easier said than done, but I'm telling you, me just knowing that I already know God gonna get me. So it just be like, should I go ahead and slap him? Oh Lord, should I wait on you? Should I go ahead and slap him? Lord, should I wait on you? And all it taking between that back and forth right there. Say one more thing. Say one more thing. It'd be an argument back and forth with yourself just like that right there. You trying to get it worked out because this person they don't know. They don't know, especially if you still got stuff on the inside of you and you're still dealing with it. All of that stuff be coming back to the forefront. If you done been through a lot of the stuff that I've been through over here, that anger inside of you can come up from anywhere. And any of those stories that you have in the back of your mind, it can quickly push to the forefront and you be from over here talking like a little innocent angel to now you done turned all the way into the devil. So and I've been told before that I have a Urderous demon, with the M on the front of it. And not that I'm claiming that or whatever, but I have numerous of times for things that even that's not even worth thinking along those lines. It's not even worth thinking along those lines because nobody did anything that serious to you, at least not in this time in my age. Nobody's doing anything to me that for you to even be thinking about you want to take them out of this world or anything like that. So I'm saying when you deal with those kinds of things, it's a whole lot of other stuff that come along with it. And so just like anybody else, I'm working through mine and trying to make the best of it. It's been a long time since any of those things that thought has crossed my mind. And I'm thankful that I was told that. Now, when the pastor first said that to me, I was mad at the pastor for saying it, but one of my sisters had to let me know, like, wait a minute, you may not like what he said, but don't just automatically throw it in the garbage. That didn't just come out of anywhere, and you may want to sit with that. And when she said that to me, it made me think about it. And it seemed like every situation that came up after that, that was the first thing that came to my mind. And y'all understand is that sometimes things that happen in your life, you can get in a mere argument with somebody, but the first place your mind go to should not be to unalive somebody. That's that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And in order for some people to understand, you would have had to walk a mile in my shoes because I'm telling you, when you've grown up like that all your life, there is some things you think about because not only is this thing happening to you that's in front of you right now, it's like everything that's happened to you is riding on your back and you tired of it. So this is where I'm willing to take it. You know, if that makes any sense to anybody. Um, Having a good day and a simple sound, smell, or sentence can set me off, and I'm working on it. Yeah, it's like these situations come. It's a lot of work to do, and maybe you're still not going through all of those things that happen to you. But just like Shakira said, there are sentences, there are smells, there are touches that can trigger you back to those places. And you don't necessarily know what those triggers and things are. You just know that they show up. And so at all times, you have to be mentally and prayerfully prepared for when they do show up. Hey, Debbie O'Brien. The best way to tell your story is to maybe just record your story on the phone. Make sure you have virus protection on your phone. Okay, Debbie, that sounds like a good idea too. Thank God for the bad things as well as the good things. Absolutely. I know there's a purpose. I know that there's a purpose for it. I'm just, this is what I do every now and then. We talk through some of those things because there's a lot of people that come over here and look at my stuff and has been through a lot of the things that I go through. And we talk about them because sometimes other people are going through those things and they feel like they're the only ones that go through that. And it's not true. I think that it's an area that we all go down to make it through these situations that we done been through. I was told I'm a dangerous woman when I stand. Yeah, and it's not like you want to be that person, but it's there on the inside, and you have to talk yourself until you're not in that place anymore. So it's not like you want to be that person, but it's what comes up. And in order for you to get that kind of stuff up out of your system, it has to come up to come out. And it doesn't have to come out in a bad way, but you need a way to be able to release it. Yeah, it's just this is my place because I don't trust a lot of the people that's in my life to be able to have these conversations and not be judged. Here, not that I'm saying that I don't have to trust these people here online. I come to say what I want to say and I'm going to leave it here. And people can do with it whatever they want to do with it. All I know is I need it out of me. And I know there's a lot of people in this world that have gone through and is still going through some of the things that I've been through. So I drop it and leave it for the ones that need it, not for the ones who don't need it, you know? So, but I know what I go through. And to try to fight it in the silence inside your head, it doesn't necessarily work all the time. You need to speak it out into the atmosphere to get it from out of you and just be able to say it. And if you don't have the right people or anybody that understands what it is that you're saying, and sometimes people can't handle the things that you have to say about it. Because I'm a person that I can sit down and I can just run it off. I can run it off as if I'm reading a book and nobody can understand. Like, golly, girl, you've been through hell. You've been through hell, but I'm here. I made it. They can't understand, like, how did you make it? And sometimes looking back at that stuff, it's many a days that I wish. There's many a days that I wished, not that I wanted to take myself out, but it's plenty of days that I close my eyes and I just wish I didn't open them back. Now, have I had that in a long time? No. It's been a long time since I feel that. But I know that there's a purpose for me. I know it is. And sometimes when I'm able to talk to somebody and understand somebody who think that there is nobody who understand what they going through, I understand what my purpose is. But it still don't take away that the things that happen to me hurts. Still don't take away. We focus on the positives in life. Yeah, Debbie, I focus on the positives. But when you've walked the shoes that I walk, there's just days. It doesn't matter how positive you try to be, because I am one that I'll come on here and I'll smile every single day. And there can be one word that's spoken that can trigger anything. And I've been the happiest, positive speaking person you ever want to see. Um, and so yeah, I do really try to focus on the positive. But there's also a time when you haven't been able to, you know, when The Bible says there's a time to grieve. What happens when that time hasn't come for you to grieve? What happens when you've never had a chance to cry about the things that's happened to you because everybody says, leave that junk alone. It happened way back when. And if you ain't never been able to let it come up to come out, you haven't had a chance to grieve it yet or to even heal from it yet. So, yes, I think about the positive all the time. I do. But there's times when all of the stuff thank you, her territory. And it's gonna happen. I just don't know when. And like I come on here tonight, I didn't if I'm coming on here and I got a story to tell when I come on here, I'm already gonna be telling my story. I come on here and just have conversations with everybody and let it go. Wherever the conversation leads to, that's where it leads to. I don't try to control it. I just try to have like natural conversations. I ain't no tears or anything because I haven't had a sad day or anything like that. But I'm also not going to like try to switch it up. If I feel like it's there right there on the edge of me, I feel like I'm one step closer to getting the next step of my healing when I can talk about whatever it is. And one of those things is I know that I have an unreasonable thought when somebody does the littlest thing to me. So I want to get rid of that. I don't want that to exist in my life. I don't want to have that kind of spirit. I want to stay positive. I want to be positive, especially if your younger self has not fully healed. Everything still festers and then it causes explosions within you and comes out. Marjorie, you just explained it to the T. Remember, I've I've only been able to like you understand what it's like to sneak and tell somebody and the people you sneaking and telling about the things that happen to you, they already know because the people you sneaking and telling it to, the same people you telling them about that did it to you, they did it to them too. They watched it happen. They know that it happened. And still, all they want you to do is shut up and pretend like it didn't happen. And most of them want you to shut up and pretend like it didn't happen because it does something to them. It triggers something in them. So instead of they unintentionally stopping you from getting your healing because they don't want you to talk about it. They don't want you to cry about it. They don't want you to do nothing about it because they don't want to face their own things. So sometimes you just need to figure out another direction you need to go to. But I'm telling you, I need my healing. I need my full healing. And by whatever means I need to do it, I'm going to get it. And I ain't going to always get it by being positive. Because even Jesus was in the tabernacle turning over tables. Period. It ain't gonna always be positive. You got some hard headed folks out here. You got some folks out here know they doing wrong and they still don't want to admit to it. They still want people to pat them on the head and tell them good job, and they doing a um a bad job. Yet, like right then, I just stayed good because I really wanted to say a cuss word, but I chose to use a different word besides a cuss word. Let me get me a paper towel. People be wanting you to say congratulations on a bad job, and I can't give it to them. I can't give it to them. Um, I can relate. It helps to talk. We have to share our stories with others so they know God is real. He's not going to put more on us than we can bear. Absolutely. And that's one of the things is, see, I didn't even expect to be talking about this tonight. But what I do ask is that no matter what it is that I want to do, I get up every day and I ask God, what we going to do today? How can I submit myself so you can be able to use me? No, I'm not the most perfect people. I still say cuss words and stuff sometimes, and I will cuss somebody out if they come messing with me in the wrong time in the wrong period. I absolutely will. But I'm willing to submit myself and be used whenever he needs me to. So sometimes this is what I started my page out talking about. And really, it wasn't no whole bunch of talking. I came on here doing a whole bunch of crying, and I felt like I was the craziest person ever in the world for coming on here crying on the internet because of what happened to me when I was a little girl. But what you actually seeing is a little girl that this stuff kept happening to, and nobody was listening to me. Nobody. And if you ain't never been heard before, even after my mom passed away, I wrote my daddy a letter, 6 pages, telling him about the different things that happened to me. I didn't even tell him everything. I just told him some of the things. And he rode around with that letter in his car for more than 15 years. And I don't know what he holding on to because he ain't never acknowledged to me that he even got it in the mailbox. Never said nothing to me. So again, I'm being ignored. I don't exist. But then these people keep showing up and they want you to give them all of the attention. And then when you don't have any because ain't nobody poured any into you, all you got is something for you, yourself. That's what I have right now. It's for me. So I'm concerned about me. Right now I'm going through different issues. I just got out of hospital and I know part of what I'm going through is about worrying about everybody else. They can't even figure out I don't drink. I'm not having no other issues or no nothing. Why I got pancreatitis? The only thing they can come up with is stress. Not stress because of I just want to be around arguing and fussing and fighting with people. Stress of I'm trying to help this person out. I'm trying to help this person out. I'm trying to help this person out. And the more I keep helping people, the more I keep getting stomped on. And I can't necessarily fault those people for stomping on me because I keep allowing them to stomp on me. But then there's another level to it of you got to let those people go. You got to leave them. And for me, that's all I've been is left my whole life. So my train of thinking is I don't want to do that to somebody. But I don't want to do that to somebody. But all at the same time, they don't care about me. So now I have to learn okay, I've never been able to walk away from people and not help them in their time of need. So how do I do that? How do I do that? And that's not done. That's not done out of my own strength because I don't have it in me to do that. I'm having to learn that. So there are some things and some people I've had to. let go in order to think about me, to get me right. And a lot of people don't know that when you go through situations like that as a little child, it's a way that your body and your life is being set up for that. Because basically what it does is it turns you into a people pleaser. And you have to learn how to not be that because you've been groomed and taught to do that from the time that stuff starts happening to you. So for a long time, I've been learning, just thinking about the chance after chance after chance after chance that you keep giving. You know, it also says don't give your pearls to swine. But to me, I feel like I kept creating more pearls to give away to swines. And it's just what I did. So I'm learning, and so I feel like those things that, I was doing, it helped me get to the place that I am right now. Not a bad place. I'm learning how to, again, leave people behind, let them go. It helps to talk. We have to share our stories. Okay, I read that one. I feel like that normal. You are a beautiful human being. Thank you, Debbie. The past reflects the future, and the past has to be cleared up in order to get through the future. Hey, pretty brown. Hey, girl. Like Rose said on Titanic, it's like screaming in the crowded room and nobody can hear you. Whew. Yeah. It feel like you in your own little bubble by yourself and you just sitting there with your mouth wide open. But ain't nobody can't nobody hear you or they don't wanna hear you. Or they can hear you, but your feelings it's like they body or they heart is hardened towards you being a human being. Like you don't exist. Can you imagine? And this is just one of the things that come up in my mind right now. Can you imagine your brother shooting you in your leg while you're hanging clothes on the clothesline? And when your mama come home, she cuss you out, the one that's been shot, and not the brother who shot you. So when I tell you, I've I've never been hurt. Never. And guess what? For those ones that I talk to and they act like they can't hear me now, guess what? I don't have ears to hear them either. And it don't hurt so bad walking away from them and not caring what they said or how they feel about how now I don't show up for them. It just don't bother me no more. Not like it used to. Nobody protected you as a little girl. So as an adult, you're still protecting that little girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey Mads. Thank you, girl. I always need that. But Mads, this is just you've come in and every night you've come in, you've always seen me smiling and laughing and everything from day one. You just don't know. I've been on YouTube for about 2 years. If you go back in my old stories, every now and then these old things will come up. Something will just come up in the chat or something and it triggers something. But I also don't feel bad that they happen. I feel like this happens a lot in society and you know, people just don't want to talk about it. Or, and I can understand some people not want to talk about it. I can remember years of like going by and I can hear other people talk about it and I would just turn my head because I wasn't ready to talk about I wasn't ready to talk about mine either. But when I got to a place, there's a pushing that starts to happen, other things that starts to happen. My pushing came when one of my one of the people who used to do things to me as a little kid, he showed up to my mama's funeral, and I got a whooping for what he done to me at 6 years old. I got a whooping. So it's like everything that happened to me that was wrong, I got a whooping for it. I got yelled at for it. Everything was my fault. I was just the punching bag. She can't do anything right. So you just probably never heard any of those stories, but like all about her territory. She been here for a while, so she done heard quite a few other stories. Stress will go to your organs and can't bear everyone's burden. Absolutely right. Well, that's the reason I'm just getting out of the hospital because that's one of the main things the doctors keep saying. We can't see any other reason that you have pancreatitis unless you're going through a lot of stress. And those of you all been here the past 7, 8 months have been nothing, nothing but stress. Nothing. And so right now at this time is the time where um I think probably in this last month or so it's been the happiest that I have been, even though I'm crying right now. It still don't take away that for a month now I have been the happiest that I have been in a very, very long time. In a very long time. Hey RJ. Um and it's because things are changing in my life. Is it comfortable? Absolutely not. But things have been changing for me. So, and I'm still grateful. I've been able to come on here like every night laughing and kick it with you all and everything. But, you know, sometimes everything ain't going to be about laughing and giggling. We get into real talk over here. Like you talking on the phone to your homegirl or your homeboy or whatever. And sometimes you need to talk about some serious things. It can't always be about laughs and stuff like that. So, um, hopefully, whoever this conversation was for tonight, that it helped them get to a better place. It doesn't necessarily make me sad. I actually feel good when I learn to not let my triggers take me to a place because there's some recordings of me being triggered on here and I can get really, really aggressive and start doing a lot of cussing and probably, punch some doors and all of that kind of stuff. The videos are here. But is that who I want to be? Absolutely not. I would love if my triggers worked out like this all the time, where they come, I can talk them out with you all, and I can just let it go and be proud the next day that that was a smooth one right there. You know, uh, going from where my triggers were at before. So, not a bad thing. Um, I was guilted and manipulated by the person that loved me most, and I took that and attracted the same. Yeah, wow. Tiffany, your years don't compromise your strength. It helps you know who you are and be present. Absolutely, Tiffany. Absolutely. Because even though I cried tears, see, when I first came on here and I cried tears because I've been told all my life, look at you sitting over there crying like a baby. I'll give you something to cry for. Keep on with all that crying. So I learned at a real young age. See, I even learned that I got treated different when we went out in public. My mama was one that showed up with all smiles, and she still had her way of chastising you in front of other people where they wouldn't know. And you knew that you better still keep that smile on your face because I will slap the shit out of you if you don't. My mama can take your skin and dig into your skin like no tomorrow and dare you to let a tear fall out your eye. And it wouldn't be for anything big. It just looking back on it now is just like I just felt like she needed. You know how people buy stress balls? I say this all the time. They get stress balls, um, and they squish on them. I feel like I was a lot of people's stress balls. I feel like I'm surrounded by a lot of people who think that I don't have feelings, like I'm a robot or something. That's one of the issues I have with my husband. I don't deserve respect. It doesn't matter when you get ready to say something to me, you say it however you want to say it, and I'm just supposed to eat it. And then when I go to places like this right here, you don't understand why I won't stand still and let you be the one you can take your verbal assaults on and all of that stuff right there, you know? So, um, and I just have to remind people sometimes, even though I'm never gonna ask nobody for help. It's just not me. I don't ask for I don't ask for help because if you grow up and you ask people for help and you never get it, you ever know how like a child has failure to thrive? And I'm not saying that I have failure to thrive because obviously I have thrived. I have thrived because I've made it where I am right now. But when you've asked somebody for help so many times and you don't get it, you don't feel worthy of help. So there's no point in asking. I can listen to other people talk about the things they go through all day, and I'll never tell you the hell that I'm going through because I feel like I'm gonna just help somebody. Nobody ain't gonna help me. So when I came on here, I feel like I was like the weakest person ever to come and cry in front of these people, in front of you people, because I've been taught all my life that that's weak. But now let me get mad about something and I'm ready to fight. I don't give a damn about nobody seeing me cry because those tears mean I'm getting ready to do something that your mind can't even wrap your mind around. And it's finna be unsuspecting to you of the surprise you about to get because I'm ready to dump everything that I got on the inside of me on top of your head and you don't even know that it's coming because I ain't got no other way to release it. And even some of the things and the arguments I done got into somebody about it with, they don't even deserve any of that. Even though they getting on your nerve and no none of that, they don't deserve that stuff because what you about to give them, like the punishment don't fit the crime. That type of stuff is crazy. Um, tears, not years. I find I find the most beautiful, enjoyable place in life is letting out the pain, letting go of managing perceptions, and a few other things. Freedom is always hard fought. Yeah. And at one point, it almost felt like it was, sometimes I know one thing that a lot of us will do. We'll hold on to the pain because we getting something out of it. When you actually get mad enough or whatever, you take that pain and you give it to somebody who's not deserving of that pain. So it is better to get it out than to hold on to it and be put in misplaced areas. Um so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They have to believe that in order to not feel guilt. Cindy has, hey Sheree. Um I'm glad you have a safe place. Yes, and that thank you for saying that, Tiffany, because over here in this chat I always say, this is a safe place for us to be over here and be able to talk and say like what your day has been through. We allowed to talk to each other, have adult conversations over here. Um and ain't nobody over here gonna beat you about what you're saying, and anybody come over here being disrespectful will catch a quick flight up out of here, and be gone never to return. So um I just wanted to let anybody know that, if you have anything to say or you ask a question and stuff, I don't beat people up for asking no questions or no nothing. If something happened in my life and I can share it with somebody else to help get them through something that they've been through in their life, I can't. I'm willing to do that. I know what work it took me um to get to the point where I am right now. And it took a lot of work. And I still can't even tell you how many more stories that I have not told. So there's a lot, a lot. The earliest I can remember things started happening to me was at the age of 5. I say between the age of 5 and 6 because I'm not quite sure what age I was, but I know I was 5 or either 6 years old. That's as far back as I can remember. And it happened to me all the way up until the age of 17. And so there's a lot. There's a lot. Lord, be close to Tashana's brokenness tonight. Ease her pain, Lord, and carry the load. Help guide her to you in your refreshing waters. Renew her, Lord, and free her from the loneliness and the confusion. In Jesus' name. Thank you, RJ. I received that. And you know what I always say? Tenfold. Whatever you ask God to do for me, I always say tenfold back to you. May He give it back to you 10 times what you asked for from me. I really appreciate that. Sheree say amen. Um, Girl, me too. I got a good feeling they may be the same story. Yeah, and it's Sheree, you already know we got a lot of similar stories. And God knows I don't want to keep knowing that you've had the same experience that I did, but it also says to me, like, you ain't out here on the limb by your own self, even though this is none of the stuff You want other people to be walking in the same shoes with you. But guess what? Ain't a thing that I can do about it. Even though I don't want it, I don't want this for anybody. I don't have no control over it. I don't. But just think about it, Sheree. You said that you wanted to create your page. And if I can help somebody by just coming on, and you don't have to, just come on here and start talking about your stuff. Just let it flow. Just let it flow like it do. It will come out on the days that it's supposed to, and on the days it ain't supposed to come out, it ain't gonna come out. But what I'm willing to do is to submit to the process. Sometimes it go places, and in my mind, I be wanting to say, I know sometimes y'all hear my voice be shaky. That be the times I'm fighting it back. Go, girl, don't let it come out. Girl, keep it, keep. Don't let it come out. Don't let it come out. No. Now I'm joking around with y'all. But on the inside of me, that's literally what I was doing. That's how I started out in the beginning. I was like, oh Lord, no. Don't let it come out. Don't let it come out. No, girl, put it back away. Put it back away. Put it back away. And it didn't matter what I was saying. Like, Shauna is finna come and it's finna pour out. So just let it do what it's gonna do. You know, and I'm telling you, every time that it happens, I feel more and more free. And I'm just waiting for talk about this story. And I can only be talking about it to encourage somebody that you can get to this point too. I'll be glad when I get to the point of where I can just say it and I don't have no more tears about it. I'm fully healed. Like, that's where that's my desires of where I want to be. But I've held on to this for 44 years of my life. I'm 48 years old. So it's like I got all those years of things that just kept happening and happening and happening. So I feel like just the little bit that I've left out, I feel that I've let go of and I've let it out. Let's say I held on to it for 44 years. I feel like I'm 22 years of that is up off of me. Let's just say that. You understand what I mean? So if 22 years is up off of me, then I got 22 more years of stuff that I need to get up off of me, all in within a span of um 4 years. Because before I came onto YouTube, I started telling like my family and stuff about it. And just think, you telling your family and stuff about stuff that happened to you, and you have no idea that any of this stuff happened to them, and then they start to tell you, I ain't never told nobody this, but the same person who did that to you, they did it to me too. And why was they able to say that to you? Only because you let it go first. Now they feel comfortable enough to say it to somebody else. And a lot of the people that's telling me, they older than I am. They're older than me by a long way. But the person that was doing stuff to me, well, one of the persons, because I have more than seven violators. But imagine some of these people mistreating you and stuff, but they coming to you. Or you telling them about your story, now they turn it around and they tell you about what happened to them. So yeah, it's been a lot. Um, we we need to have a private conversation on one day for real. Shakira, we could do that. We could do that one day. um, yeah, we can do that one of these days. I'm here to tell you, Rated J. I'd like to be here to hear and or help or share or bring up scriptures or speak truth. I love really facing this stuff and working through it. I hate how Satan has a goal to isolate. Well, RJ, I would really love for you to go to do that and put some scripture on top of it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You could be our scripture person over here. We need that. And I'm telling you, when y'all put scriptures out here, I read them. I don't know about none of these other people and stuff on here. Actually, to be honest with you all, I have read the entire Bible before, right? But I read it like you read a book. It didn't get down on the inside of me where I can go back and quote a whole bunch of stuff to you. I can't tell you where I read it at. I could just tell you about the most interesting story that was for me reading the whole Bible was when I got to Job. Ruth and Job. Those was two people that interest me, and I guess because they spoke a lot to all the trials and tribulations that I've been through in my life or whatever. But when going back and reading these scriptures that everybody is like the encouragement to get your word in, get your word in. You understand what I'm saying? So I like that people give scriptures and stuff like that. I love that. So it keeps me going and being interested in okay then what did they pull up so I can go and read it too. So I don't mind people putting the scriptures in the chat for them to be read. So true. Your testimony is to help and bless others so the pain can be released and others can be helped and healed through it. Absolutely. Um, that's why my name tag is rated RJ, rated Jesus. Okay then. Okay, I'm glad you explained that. RJ, rated Jesus. Okay. God placed your channel in my life when I decided I was going to start to heal myself, learn my worth, be selfish for self. Absolutely. There's always a place for that, especially when you've been so given and you done gave out. And that's why we talked about the other day. Don't let your place get to a place of where you're in the negative. Sometimes it's all right to have insufficient funds because insufficient funds doesn't necessarily mean you're broke. Insufficient funds being you down to the last of what it is that you have and you need if you're if you get um in the negative, that means you don't have anything. You don't have anything. You have less than nothing in your account. And that negative is the place that we get to when we don't no longer want to live. We don't want to see another day. So don't allow yourself to get into the negative. Don't allow it. When you feel yourself you have insufficient funds, and insufficient funds come about because we continue to try to give and give and give. And you already know how that bank account is set up. Every relationship is like a bank account. If you keep withdrawing from the bank account and nobody's putting anything back into the account, you're going to pretty soon come up with insufficient funds. So think about it um, before you let yourself get to, when you get insufficient funds, that's a warning. And definitely don't let yourself go to the negative. Um, let's see. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Let me on the screenshot all these. I will go read them myself. Rate RJ putting the whole scripture in, the scripture and everything. And come on, RJ. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. All right. Um, Tell us to guard our hearts and not tolerate mistreatment. Okay, Proverbs. He hears, he sees, and he will bring justice. Amen. Hey, Miss Parker, how you doing tonight? I thank you for all of those. RJ, God never wanted what happened to us to happen. He is a good God, and it mattered, and he and we always matter and are highly valuable to him. Now that I definitely know. Um, I definitely know like I'm valuable, but it doesn't mean that there are days that I don't necessarily feel it. But there's days I know better more than other days, if that makes sense. Like some days you feel like some days be up and some days be down. Let's just say that. So, and today it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't know who I am today. Today is just some things. It was meant to get some things out today. And so, um I don't regret what happened here today. So I'm actually thankful, and thankful for everybody who, came through and was able to add something to the conversation. I like having real conversations. Do I like to cry and stuff all the time? Absolutely not. But I like real conversations. I like having real conversations with people. I'm going bankrupt in this over here. It's all right, Shakira. I think you on the right path because you praying about it. And so that doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing being done about it. Sometimes you don't see stuff move immediately, but when you put it on the altar, child, that's the best thing you can do. And just hold on. I can relate totally. Understand. Yeah. I'm listening to you and learning. Thank you, Tashana, and thank you, RJ. Debbie, I really appreciate you joining the conversation tonight. Yeah, that's for everybody. I really do. You all over here, I don't apologize for no tears. Sometimes I will come and say, I'm sorry y'all for this crime, but I don't really mean that I'm sorry. I'm just I'm just saying something at the time, something like, when you ain't been able to cry tears or whatever, you feel like a fool when you come on here and be crying or whatever. Now my nose sound all stopped up and whatever, but I know whatever was meant to happen here tonight, it was meant to happen. And I thank God for it. So but I think this is a point where this is why I tell y'all, this has been Life with Tashana over here where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Just like tonight. But over here, we're also known as the high class gardeners because we believe in growing stuff. We believe in growing stuff at all times. And whatever it is that we growing, we believe in growing along with the stuff that we growing. And the high class part just means that we don't play around with no bugs, no snakes, no worms, and no frogs. Well, Miss Shauna, then how you grow stuff out in the garden? I don't play around with none of that stuff. When it come to the bugs, the worms, and the snakes and stuff, I let my husband and my kids handle that kind of stuff right there. I let them handle those kinds of things because they ain't scared of them. But I don't play them kind of games. I just grow food. That's all I do. And you, all that don't know how amazing it is to grow your own food and the way your garden gives back to you and helps relieve stress and stuff like that. You need to get into it. You don't got to do nothing serious. I always say, if you go grocery shopping, I know you be over there in the fresh vegetable section. You probably buy a pineapple, a strawberry, a cucumber, a tomato. All that stuff got, you know, the top of the pineapple is a plant. You can plant that back and you can regrow that. You got seeds in your tomatoes, your cucumbers, your bell peppers and all of that stuff. Instead of throwing it in the garbage, go back there and sprinkle it on the ground somewhere where you got some dirt or something that you don't really walk through that way, and watch it grow. That stuff really grows. So, and y'all know we getting these tariffs and stuff that's getting ready to happen. And spring is coming. Go and flake those seeds on the ground and watch what it do. And I promise you, once it come up, whew, you're gonna be like, it really came up. And people love to say gardening is so hard. That's a lot of work. Your job, what you go to work and pay your bills, that's work. To go out in the garden, that's peace. And I can't tell you about it enough. You have to start it and try it your own self. And let's especially let it get to the part where you able to harvest a fruit off of it. You done took care of it and it pour it back into you. You remember that bank account that I told you about? You pour into something and then it pours back into you. It gives back to you. That's what your garden do. So over here, that's what we believe in doing over here. Growing. Growing together, point blank, period. In every way. So if you're interested in that, then keep on joining us and hit the like button and subscribe. And we can all grow together. Please do not apologize for being human and having feelings. All right, Debbie, I'm gonna keep on reminding myself that I'm just say sometimes I do say it, and I promise you I don't really mean it. It's just when you used to saying those things, then that's what you say. But I always tell people over here, if you don't want to see me crying, then you probably need to go. And I encourage other people over here too. I have mods that have channels and stuff like that. And I encourage them, don't worry about people that come through and see you crying and stuff. If they don't like to see you crying, then they'll go somewhere else. There's plenty other people that's live on here and doing other stuff. They ain't got to stay and watch you. So, a lot of people, it make them uncomfortable too. So, shout out to those people too, if you ain't able to stick around. But for those of us that's trying to get that healing, we'll stick around. That's awesome. Like newborn babies crave pure spiritual milk so that by it you may grow up in your salvation. Amen to that. Salvation is immediate. Sanctification is a lifelong process. He's with us every step of the way. And amen. Y'all heard RJ. He done put the word in the chat in the chat for us tonight, y'all. All right, y'all. Then this is where I'm gonna say good night to y'all. And if the Lord's will, we'll be back here tomorrow again at 10:30. I love you guys. Y'all have an amazing night. And remember, I said, anybody who sent prayers up for me tonight, I pray and ask God to give them back to you tenfold. That's meaning 10 times what you asked Him for me. In His Son's Jesus' name. Amen. Good night, y'all.